Hey guys, it's Nay. Valentine's Day is one of my favorite holidays, and with it right around the corner, I wanted to bring you all a look that's super fun and super flirty and that will complement some of the very trendy styles of today. I know that many of us are rocking the super sleek hairstyles and wearing really toned down colors like khaki, nude, black, and gray. So why not bring that out with a super bold and super girly look that I'm sure your significant other will love. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this look, then keep on watching. So I'm starting with my eyebrows already done and my hair pulled up out of my way. Then I'm going to be using Scotch tape to create sleek lines for both my eyeshadow and my winged eyeliner. So you always want to start with a eyeshadow base when you're using bright colors, and I'm using the NYX eyeshadow base. For my eyeshadow, I will be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. And don't mind all of the makeup on here. You can see this is super used and super loved. And the color I'll be starting with is Cypress Umber. And I'll be using this as my transition color, placing it slightly above my crease. Then I'll just use a clean blending brush to blend out my edges. Next, I'll be going into Venetian Red to fill in my crease. Now, since we are using really bold colors, we are going to be doing a lot of blending. So don't worry if it looks a mess initially. Once you blend everything out to perfection, it'll look great. Next, I'll be using Love Letter right in my crease just to darken it up a little more and add some depth to my eye. Then I'm going to use a really small brush just to add a little of that Cypress Umber right directly into my crease to darken it up even more. I want this eye to be super dramatic, so we definitely want a really dark crease, but not a cut crease, not for this look. Then I'm just going to use again a clean blending brush just to blend everything out a little bit, just to get rid of those harsh lines. Next, I'll be adding a little more of my eyeshadow base to my eyelid just to brighten it up so that I can put that bright color on top of it. And like always, we're going to blend out the harsh edges of the eyeshadow base. I like to spray a little setting spray on a clean brush right before I go into that shimmer color that I plan to use. And today I'll be using Vermeer from this same palette. Now y'all, I really tried not to go into this palette, but I wanted a little more shimmer, and Urban Decay colors are always just super shimmery. So I'm going to go into the Naked 3 palette and just take Trick and put it right on top of Vermeer. After my lid shade is all blended out, I'll be going back into that Venetian Red. So instead of using the typical black smoky eye on my outer corner, I'm going to be using this to smoke out my eye. And I just think this color is perfect for Valentine's Day. It's such a pretty color. Then we'll be adding our brow highlight. You can use whatever shade that you like. I'll be using this peachy shimmery color from my brow bone. And then I'm going to just add it with a brush and blend it out with my finger. For eyeliner, I'll be using the L'Oreal Superstar liquid eyeliner with a felt tip, and I'll be lining this straight across my eye to make a wing using that Scotch tape on the edge as my guide. Once you're all done with your eyeliner, you can go ahead and rip off that Scotch tape and your liner will be perfect. Now, if your eyes aren't as bright as you want, you always have space to make changes. So I'm just going to add a little more of that Venetian red just to brighten up my crease a little more, because I want it to be bright, a bright smoky eye. But use your discretion to determine how you want yours to look. Now we're all done with eyes, time to move on to the face. Before I do anything, I want to get this fallout off of my face, so I'll be using a face wipe just to clear off my face. Next, I'll be priming with the Urban Decay Naked Beauty Balm in the shade Dark. For my foundation, I'll be using the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra 24-Hour Makeup in the shade 450 Suede or 450N. I'll be concealing my eyes and highlighting with the Lancome Long Lasting Under Eye Concealer in the shade Medium Bisque. For contour, I'll be using my favorite cream contour, and this is actually a foundation. It's the Teint Idol Ultra Wear Makeup Stick by Lancome in the shade 550 Suede C. Then, of course, I'll be setting my face with the Ben Nye Luxury Powder. And while I bake, I'll go ahead and do my bottom lash line, which is a great idea so that you can wipe off any fallout when you wipe off your setting powder. Now remember, the goal is bright eyes, bright romantic eyes. So I'll be taking that same Venetian red and I'll be putting this all across my bottom lash line. And then in the outer corners, I'll just be filling that in slightly with some Cypress Umber. Finally, I am going to be going into the shade Primavera and putting that right in my inner corner. Now it's time to finish off my top lash line. So I'm just going to take a clean spoolie and brush off any fallout. I'm going to add a little mascara and then add my lashes. I'm just adding a little more mascara to my bottom lash line. And I absolutely love the brush on this Maybelline, the Falsies Push Up. Now your face should be all set. So I am going to be taking the L'Oreal True Match powder in the shade W8 to go ahead and wipe off all of this setting powder and to just set my complete face. Then I am going to be taking just a brown eyeshadow, a matte brown eyeshadow to set my contour, blending it out really well so that it doesn't look harsh. For blush, I'll be using the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Sun Power, and this is my favorite because it gives you like the perfect bronzy look kind of without having any shimmer. I love cream highlights. They give you that dewy, effortless look, so I'm going to be using this iridescent pinkish purplish cream highlight by Urban Decay in the shade Moonshine. Then of course I'm going to set my highlight because you have to set everything. So I will be using the Naked Flushed palette, and they have 3 different types. I'll be using the Native palette, and I'll be using that highlight color over my highlight, and then I'll also be using the bronzer all over my face. I am lining my lips with the Kylie Lip Kit True Brown K, and I should really go to MAC, but I've been just really lazy and I feel like it's always sold out. Then I'm going to be using the MAC Viva Glam Lady Gaga 2 shade, and this is one of my all-time favorites. And I'll be blending that out with my finger because these shades are like polar opposites and definitely need to be blended together. And I'll just be topping that off with the Lancome Color Fever Gloss in the shade Paradise Peach. And I'm going to clean up my lips a little bit just to make my pout a little more perfect. And then I'll be using the NYX Dewy Finish Long Lasting Setting Spray to set my face. And I am done. Now it's time to get dressed. Be right back. I hope this tutorial was helpful and gave you a great idea of a look that you might want to try for Valentine's Day to surprise your significant other. Now, if this look is a little too much for your personal style, hang tight and stay tuned to our channel because I have a more subtle look coming up just for you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!